Good morning, everyone. I am Brandon Gaylor, and on this channel I have always done, which I haven't done much on it. Like it's my oldest channel I've had for 6 or 7 years now, but I haven't really consistently put anything up on here. But what I have done has mostly been cars, fishing, or like mountain biking and guns. But my two biggest passions in life are cars and fishing. So, I know in the last video, when I had my boat out here, I said I was going to turn this into a fishing channel. But then the last couple of days, I'm like, wanting to do car stuff. So, if you all that actually watch this stuff, please comment below and tell me if you are okay with having a fishing and car channel, or if you rather just have a fishing channel and just a car channel. Because most of the top channels, they only do one thing. Like they're either a car channel or a fishing channel or whatever other kind of channel. But do you see any negative to having both? Because it's something I like equal. Well, I probably like fishing more than cars, but they're like right up there, pretty even. It's what two passions I've had my whole life. So can I merge the two together and it be fine? Tell me. I'd rather not have two channels to keep up with, which I already have three, so I don't want a fourth. So for me to do this, I'd really like to keep this on one channel and give me more to consistently post, I guess. Instead of having to do all car stuff and all fishing stuff regularly. I can do the two as I feel like it. Anyways, this is my 2001 Mazda Miata. This is my forever car. This car I'll never sell. I bought this car back in, let's see, it was 2017, I think. And I bought this right after I sold my Bass Cat. I bought this and a four-wheeler. Four-wheeler is another passion of mine, but I don't really do it much anymore. But I bought this during the summer. I think it was like July, August maybe. Because I guess I got more into sport. I've always been into trucks. Growing up, I always cared about trucks. I didn't really care that much about cars. But once I got older and more sophisticated, I cared more about sports cars. And this is, to me, this is the definition of a sports car. It's not powerful, but it's sporty, more sporty than anything else out there. And I knew I could do anything with it. Like I could autocross it if I wanted to. That was really my plan when I got it. To get something I could autocross. Because I wanted to get in the racing. Something I've always dreamed of doing. And I kind of was getting out of fishing as much. And that was one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do. So, but I still haven't done it yet. But luckily, we have a huge new racetrack being built in our area called Flat Rock Motorsports, or I guess Flat Rock Motorsports Park, I think is the name of it, something like that. I just don't know if it'll be open to lowly miata owners that are poor, or if it's just going to be for rich people. Hopefully there'll be both. Something else I'm pretty passionate about is detailing. It's something I definitely don't do as much as I should. Like, all my cars are dirty right now, but I love researching and buying all the different products and learning the different ways of doing stuff. I would love to get into paint correction, get a polisher set up and all that. I've kind of done some detailing like as a business last year. When I started the Gateway Property Service, I offered detailing as well, just as something else to make money. I mainly did it for family and friends, but I did get a couple just random people that I did it for. Alright, so let's try this again. My original GoPro, my Hero 7 black, it's been dying on me, so it's not been doing very good. I don't know what the deal is with it. Maybe it's just getting old and not working anymore. Anyways, let's start washing this car. I did these two wheels. Let's see. We'll start here on the back and work our way forward. That's not really normally how I do it, but we'll do it anyway. Let's see. So for my detailing setup, this is the quickest and easiest, cleanest way I know to detail. It's with Optimum products. Let's see, here's Optimum OptiSeal. They're all made in Memphis, Tennessee. Anyways, it's a rinseless wash, O&R. Optimum no rinse. First, I take my, first with the wheels and tires, you see me just take a brush and brush off the wheels and tires with O&R. And then I sprayed a sealant spray on them and wiped them off and dried them. With the body, I'm going to spray O&R. This is 256 to 1. Same thing as in my bucket. I'm just going to spray it on the car. Like that. And take my black sponge that Ivan LaCour developed. You can buy this at the Rag Company. And I know Detailed Image sells it too. You basically just want to make one pass per side with it. You just kind of swoop it on there like this, or you can go back and forth, I guess. You just don't want to sit there and scrub on it, because you're just taking all that dirt and scrubbing back and forth with it, kind of like sandpapering it. So if you just rub it all one motion, it's picking it up and not really going back over it. Once it's dirty, put it in your O&R wash bucket, rinse it out, and you're good to go for the next one. And the next step I have a detailed image drying towel, waffle weave drying towel, and I will take OptiSeal, which is a 6+ month sealant, and I'll spray 1 squirt on that panel. It also helps to dry it off, which is really wet right now. It's wetter than it normally would be because of the dew from last night, because it's so early in the morning. Now I'll just keep doing the whole car like that. So my ultimate goal and dream for the fishing side of this channel would be, of course, to go fishing, to do some really very in-depth tests on fishing products, tackle, rods and reels, everything. Like I'm talking about I would love to buy, and this is probably the first test I will do, I would love to buy every reel out there and test and compare all of them within their own price point. Like I will probably start with the like $60 to $70 reel. I had bought them all at one time to test, but I kind of gave up on it and sold them all. I never did do it. But that's the first test I'd like to do. And I'm talking like a several video tests, like very in-depth, testing them out, comparing them, seeing if any break, see how durable they are. But start with the cheap ones and work my way up to more expensive ones. Someday hopefully I can compare all of the best ones. But even to just do a $60 to $70 reel test, it's going to cost upwards, like close to $1,000 to buy them all. So that's a very hard test to do. It's not going to be easy at all to afford to do it. But I'm thinking as I do these tests, after I'm done, I may give them away to subscribers. Like, finish the test. If I have, say, 10 reels, have random drawings for 10 different winners of each reel. Like you may win one of the bad reels that didn't do very good, or you may win the top reel, who knows. I could either do that, or I could just try to resell them used, which that would make up some of my money. But if I was always giving away stuff on my channel, stuff could grow pretty quick once the word got out. The rods, if I tested rods, that would be hard to do. I don't know how I could ship a bunch of different rods to different people free. Like I'd have a lot of money in just shipping the rods. Probably looking $20 to $30 each for each rod. I couldn't afford to give away rods and give to everybody like that. So here's the rag company. I think it's called Drive Me a River, but it's what I use for glass. Just a waffle weed style. So I'll finish up with drying it off with that. Optimum actually has a training class they do at their headquarters in Memphis. I would like to go to that someday. Since I'm kind of stuck on Optimum products, that's what I've decided. Like in detailing, you can either use all kinds of different stuff, which most people just use like cheap Walmart department store stuff. But you can use all the same brands of stuff that are designed to kind of work together. They may not each be the best thing in the, like they may not, different companies are going to have they're going to have a product that's like the leader in the market, they're not going to have a whole line that's a leader in the market. So when I started detailing, I started buying some different things that Obsessed Garage Matt recommended, which led me to buying Adams polishes. So Adams was the first brand I kind of stuck with, or I started buying like everything of. So I started off buying Adams stuff. I actually been to their factory in Colorado. We went on our honeymoon there. But started buying their stuff. And the bad thing about their stuff and most company stuff is you gotta have 30 different products to do everything. Like you got a wheel cleaner, you got a tire cleaner, you got a leather cleaner, you got a fabric cleaner, you got different waxes, different, just everything. You got an engine, like an engine clean stuff. You got just all kinds of different stuff that you need, all kinds of different stuff to use. Instead of with Optimum, there's only really a handful of products that you really need. Like you have Power Clean, which is an all-purpose cleaner that does all the, like you can clean interiors with it, you can clean exteriors with it, you can clean wheels and tires both with it, clean the engine with it. You got O&R, which is this. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can clean the exterior like this, you can clean just windows with it, you can clean the interior with it. Just all kinds of stuff. You got OptiSeal, which I use it for a lot of stuff too, which I mean it's a sealant, but still you can spray it on the interior or windows or body or whatever, instead of having all separate things. The Optimum Car Wax and the like instant detailer they make was the first Optimum product I ever bought. I bought those from Obsessed Garage because he recommended them back then. He doesn't now. But he used Optimum Car Wax as his drying aid. He was one of the people like once I bought the Miata. At the time I was actually looking in going to school to be a financial advisor, which at the time is what he was. So I actually found his videos looking up things about becoming a financial advisor. And that year I had just so happened at Cars and Coffee in Knoxville seen a lava orange Porsche GT3 RS, and when I seen that car, it changed my life pretty much. I thought that car was the most perfect car I've ever seen. So before then I was never really into Porsches, but they're kind of boring looking because they all kind of look the same. They weren't crazy race car looking or nothing. I mean, yeah, they made some, but your basic 911 just looks like a fancy Volkswagen. But after seeing that GT3 RS, which was a 2016 model, so I guess that's a 991.2, I believe. After seeing that car, it changed my life to understanding the Porsche philosophy of everything. And that's what ultimately led me to getting the Miata, because it's kind of a poor person's Porsche somewhat. I mean, it's a pure sports car, kind of like a Porsche is too, but they're more performance, more power and everything. But you got the ultimate handling and raw feel of like a Porsche. Same thing on the Miata. Anyways, so that video of him talking about being a financial advisor, so it made me found him. And then once I bought this Miata, I wanted to take care of it, so I looked in, which I've always been interested in detailing, but I've never really done it to a higher level. But finding him is what helped me learn all the detailing stuff. But now I pretty much don't go by anything he says, which it's fine how he does it. It's just not for me. Once I found Optimum, I kind of dove headfirst into learning everything about their stuff. Watching a lot of Ivan LaCroix back when he was with them. They used to have a podcast, which was great. Then they deleted it all. There's a lot of information on their podcast. Probably the best way to learn Optimum stuff now, if you can't find it on YouTube, is on there's a Facebook Optimum group. That's probably the best way to learn stuff now. I could do this car a lot faster doing this, but I haven't really done this in a while, so I'm just kind of remembering what I do and taking time talking too. So after I sold that Bass Cat, my plan was I had a Denali, I think it's an 06 Denali, which was my very first video playing in the snow with it. I had that, and my plan was to sell that and buy a Subaru WRX. I didn't want to spend no more than about $15,000. And when I was trying to find WRXs for under $15,000, most of them were kind of beat up and ragged out. Like you could buy a new one for in the 20s, not an STI model. So why would you spend 15 and get one that's got 100,000 miles on it and been beat up and everything when you can buy a new one? So instead of spending all my money on WRX, I kept the Denali and bought this car. WRX has always been one of my dream cars. Miata I can't say ever was, until I understood, I guess the Porsche really made me understand it. So until I understood the Miata philosophy, it made me okay with having one and wanting one and seeing really appreciating it. This was actually mine and Beverly's date car, because I got it right before I met her, so we started taking it out pretty soon. That's actually what we're going to do today. We're getting it cleaned up so that we can take it up to Cumberland Gap, which is one of our original kind of Miata date spots. That's something we haven't been able to do since having Jackson. We've got her mom and sister's gonna watch him while we go do this. So it should be pretty fun. I don't know that I'll film any of it, but I'm sure I'll take some pictures. Normally, these bug spots on the front, I would spray it off with Power Clean and use a Rag Company Jersey bug scrubber, get all the bugs off. The O&R doesn't really have enough grit and everything to get the bugs off, like with this sponge and everything. That bug scrubber does. So we just do the best we can. Use this wheel and body brush to get in the little grill area and the fog light area. There we go. I got most of them off. So with the car side of this channel, well, let me go back to the fishing. So if I can do comparison stuff like that, I will learn what I recommend. Like what, say with this $60 to $70 reel, there's gonna be one, or maybe they may be two or three that's equally good. I will learn what those are, and if those, say there's one standout reel, that's better than the rest of them. That's what I would recommend anybody to buy in that price range. So if I can do that for like all the fishing industry, all the different products, baits, reels, rods, everything, I could start a store like Matt did with Obsessed Garage, and I could sell only the stuff that I recommend. That'd be my ultimate fishing business dream. Does that make sense to y'all? Like, if you know the Obsessed Garage story, that is what I could see doing in the fishing industry, in the bass fishing industry mainly. My ultimate goal for that would be comparing bass boats. Like, could you imagine a test? I know the Texas guy, I don't remember his name right now, he did the Great Bass Boat Search or whatever of a couple years ago. I really like those videos. But could you imagine me being able to go out and buy 2 bass boats, totally compare them all, or both of them, totally compare both of them. What am I doing? Long brush. Super in depth, like spend a long time comparing them, like compare every single thing about them. And then whichever one is best, keep it, give away or sell the other one, the lesser one. I'd have to have a lot of money. The giveaways have to make a lot of money. I'd have to do it as a raffle like Obsessed Garage does. But do it as a raffle like that, make money on the giveaway. Give away the lesser boat, keep the better boat, and go buy another boat, another brand, to test out against the better boat, and keep doing that until there's one winner, overall winner, I guess. Could you imagine having a channel that compares bass boats and then gives them away? That'd be the ultimate goal if I was able to get big enough. I'd do that, and I would have a fishing equipment business, retail business, and I've already done that in the past. My dad owns Easy to Row Outdoors, which is a retail store. So instead of doing a store frontage, I think I would just have an online warehouse, and I would only sell the products that I have tested and recommend. And you're never going to run out of stuff to test, because there's always going to be coming out with new stuff. I mean, just this past week was iCast. The thing I'd have to be leery of doing is sponsoring with companies, because once I sponsored with a company, I'd have to say their stuff is good, and I couldn't really recommend other stuff. I'd have to stay independent and not be sponsored by any companies. That way people would trust that I'm not saying, like, I like Daiwa reels, I think they're the best, or I think Daiwa and Shimano's the best, but I like Daiwa. So if I ever was sponsored by Daiwa and I was testing all these other reels and Daiwa's always won, that's not really a fair test. So I'd have to stay like independent and not get sponsored by a bunch of companies or anything. You can tell I like thinking and dreaming way ahead, so none of this is even close to happening, but I can see it happening and working towards it. So on the car side of things, my dream for a channel would be, I have a list of cars that I would like to experience in my life. Look, there's 100 or more on it on this list. I would like to start buying some of these cars, and some are cheap cars. I mean, this is was a $3,000 car. Now they're closer to 10,000, but still, there's some cheap cars on the list that I could buy and run them for a little while, play around with them, maybe fix them up a little bit, of course detail them, and I could experience that car, film everything about it, so y'all kind of experience it as well. But it'd give me ways to buy all the different cars I've always wanted to experience in my life. I mean, I grew up playing Gran Turismo, was my favorite video game of all times. I've had one through, not the current one, whatever the one last before the current, like 6 or 7. So having all those cars on video games and also like Need for Speed Underground and Midnight Club, those were the best like car customizing games, and that was my favorite kind of games growing up. I didn't really care about like war games and stuff back then. I wanted car games. I would love to get a simulator set up sometime. I don't really have room in my house right now. I'd have to either clear out a 3rd bedroom for it or build a garage and put it in there. But video games is something I never play now, but if I had a simulator set up, I don't really consider that a video game. Anyways, with the car channel, I'd like to, of course, make videos about what I have now. I've got a Miata, an Altima. Not going to make very many Altima videos, and an F-250 diesel, so I could make plenty of content with a Miata and a diesel truck. Plus, I've already had some decent views on car show videos, so I know that's something I can do. I guess the main question is car videos going to turn off fishing guys? And is fishing videos going to turn off car guys and girls? But on that same note, once a like influencer becomes kind of well known and big, his fan base doesn't care what he's doing. They're going to want to know whatever, they're going to want to know about anything he's doing. Kind of like Demo Ranch got really big, Matt Carricker, and he started off the ranch, which is just him doing everything with his family, and that's like, to me, those are better videos than the gun videos. I guess that was the first person that showed me once you get big, people's going to care about anything you do. same way with Matt. People will watch him do house stuff and mountain bike stuff, whatever. So all that's basically my YouTube dream. I want to have this channel, possibly doing car and fishing stuff, with the ultimate goal of comparing all my dream cars, or not comparing, but experiencing. And in the fishing channel, I'd like to compare and rank, not really rank, but compare and find the best per category of stuff. Whether it's a certain bait, like compare every chatterbait. There's probably 100 different chatterbaits out there. So I could compare and see which ones I like the best and think work the best. And then, once I did that, or once I had some of them compared, I guess, start a business to where I sell all this stuff that I found out that I recommend is the best. To do that, I'll have to get a name built up. Kind of like Tactical Bassin has a name built up of comparing all different stuff and recommending products. If I'm not mistaken, they just sell everything through, like they send you to Tackle Warehouse. They're getting a affiliate deal through Tackle Warehouse, which that would be fine starting out. But I'd really like to have my own company doing that as well, like a warehouse company of stocking all this stuff. And putting my approval on it. Like if I don't carry it, then I don't recommend it. Or somehow I couldn't get it to carry. But if I have it in my store, it'd be one of, if not the best options in that category in the market. The ultimate goal being bass boats. As a kid, I used to every year I would order the new catalogs for bass boat companies, and I would spend all my time building out spreadsheets and tally marking different categories of how to test a bass boat, and I would compare all the different bass boats and come out with different results. I was mainly doing 18-foot models because that was the easiest to afford back then, I guess, entry level. And the Champion, like 181 or 185 or something like that, I think it was always one of the top ones. And the Bass Cat Sabre was always one of the top ones. And I actually ended up owning a Bass Cat Sabre. So I knew it was a great boat because I spent my whole life, whole childhood, comparing it, and I knew it was one of the best ones. So, my dream boat is a Allison XB21 Bass Sport Pro, or Elite, or whatever they call them now. I was like 15 or 14 or so when that boat came out, and I seen one. I was all about them. Then I went to the boat show in Knoxville and seen it, and I fell in love with it. Never been in one, but second best boat out there I think is Bass Cat. I've had 2 of those and they're excellent. So there it is, washed. Didn't do the top. I did, let's see, the last thing I need to do is dress the tires. This is Optibond tire gel. So just spray it on there, and I take this brush, spread it around some, then I just dry it off. So my other YouTube channels, I have So Happy Together, which is like a family channel showing our adventures and homesteading stuff. It's monetized. It's the only channel I have right now that's monetized. But it really only got monetized because we had Great Pyrenees puppies, and we had like a video of them being born, and it blew up and got over 100,000 views. I have that channel, which I don't really do much on anymore. Just don't really do that stuff enough to keep posting it on the channel regularly. Then I have Gator Property Service channel, which that's the easiest one for me to do because that's what I'm doing almost every day is my business. So that one's growing pretty good. I'm over 500 subscribers and almost 3,000 watch hours. So hopefully by the end of the year I'll be at 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and I can get it monetized. But I'd really like to push this channel and the business channel. and get both of them monetized, because that's what I could see doing more than the So Happy Together. I guess if you could say if I had an ultimate goal in life, it'd be grow some YouTube channels and build that fishing business, build the Gator Property Service business until I had a crew doing most of the jobs and work. I would like to have rental houses. I'd like to have Airbnb, short-term rental houses. Probably some long-term, like actual rental houses too. I'd really like to have Airbnb houses, and I could see, this is one of my, so I could see having short-term rental houses, like Airbnb houses. And what I could see doing some of those is buying them in fishing destinations like here in Chickamauga, and I'd really like to have one on Sam Rayburn. But what I'd like to do is have it made for fishermen, made for bringing boats in. And I like to have a garage there set up with all that stuff I recommend that I sell. And also have a boat there. It could be one of the comparison boats that I did, or it could be all the top ones, I don't know. But anyways, have a boat there that they could use and rent out, so they don't even have to bring their own boat or equipment or anything. They could have tackle there that they buy, and they could have rods and reels and stuff there, electronics that they use just for free and test out, and hopefully buy from me later. Basically the same thing Matt at Seth's Garage does with his rental house, but it'd be with fishing stuff. I think if I could ever get a name in the fishing industry as a respected name and earn enough money to do this, I could grow that business and build that business like Obsessed Garage, but for fishing. First thing I'm going to do is just wipe off the door jambs real quick. This is just a slightly dampened O&R towel. That's something I hate, is seeing the door jambs all nasty. So there you go. There's the finished Miata. Just a quick wash. I don't know how long it took, however long this video is. I never stopped. Anyways, thanks for coming along and listening to me rant, and not really rant, but just tell some of my story and future plans I'd like to have. I don't know if they'll ever work, but thanks for listening, and you can either hate me or love me for it. So those are my ideas and hopefully future plans. We'll see. But thanks for watching, and I'm going to enjoy a Saturday with my wife Beverly in our adventure Miata. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, of course. I don't really ask for that. I don't like doing it, but I just said it. So please write in the comments if you think this channel is okay doing a fishing and YouTube channel, or fishing and car channel, and tell me what you think about my future dreams and plans. It will maybe never happen, but who knows? If I work towards it, it may. In America, everything's possible, so we'll see what happens. We're gonna have a fun day in the Miata. Hopefully a safe day, and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye.